Hey guys, we are back with another keyboard review. Today we have the Simpler60 by ILUMKB. This is a 60% keyboard that is priced at 230 Singaporean dollars. It ran its group buy. There were some in-stock drops. We have the in-stock version right here. So talking about this keyboard was designed to change tray mounts and budget keyboards in general. So this has a different mounting style to the regular tray mount keyboards that we see like on the Tofu 60. Now, this keyboard is in a weird layout. You might notice this is a 64 key layout. So for the group buy version, it is going to be Sangan layout. On the in-stock version, it came in the 64 key layout, which, it's not common. I would have preferred a regular 60% layout or a arrow key cluster with the 1.75 U shift and the question mark over here, instead of this one, which has a shifted R4 row, which is not too good, especially on this side. It's really horrible to see. But talking about the keyboard overall, this keyboard looks really nice. I think this is in the E-White colorway. So we have this little lip on the bottom. It adds a little bit of character to the keyboard. So on the side profile, there's really nothing too special about the keyboard too. But it is a one unit case, so there's no top case or bottom case. So on the back we have a recessed USB-C. It also uses a daughter board, by the way. So it has this nice looking hole to it, so you won't see the USB-C metal parts on peeking out from the keyboard. On the back we have a simpler logo. Yeah, nothing much on this keyboard. Some transparent white feet to add on to it. So yeah, this keyboard is very interesting in its typing feel and its mounting style. So that is what differentiates this keyboard over everything else in the market, for example like a Tofu 60. So basically how this keyboard is mounted is there are little tabs on the plate foam, so the plate foam is needed. So there are some tabs over there that basically hold the keyboard in place and the plate in place. There are some divots inside there, you can see where the foam is going to sit. These extension foams are going to sit. So basically we just mush them in together. It's similar to like a gummy O-ring, but it's using the plate foam to hold the keyboard in place. And actually you don't need to screw in the keyboard at all, which is pretty cool and pretty crazy at the same time. There is no usage of screws on this keyboard. And the plate and PCB does not fall as well, so it grips very well. You do not need screws, but if you do want to screw it in, there are some screw points and standoffs that you can do, but they are unnecessary. So this keyboard is filled with foam, and it has 4 layers of foam, which is the 2 bottom case foams, which is, I don't know why there are 2, but it's that. And they have an EVA foam layer on top of the PCB, which acts like a PE foam to make it more poppier sounding. And we also have a plate foam, which is mandatory to use on this keyboard. Now, the typing feel on this keyboard is excellent. It's more of like a bouncier typing feel. It has some flex and give that you might see on the camera. It's very nice actually. It's quite soft bottom out. It's not too different from like a gummy O-ring. It's a little bit more soft than probably some gasket mounts. But yeah, it has a nice feel to it. A lot of people might like this type of feeling where it's soft and more bouncy on each keystroke. So overall, there's no hard points on the keyboard. Of course, there's no screws on it, so there's no hard points on this keyboard, which is great. It's a different take on a budget 60% keyboard. Now we have all that foam, which equals to a foamy keyboard sound, which I like to call as a artificial keyboard sound. It's not really the best sound in terms of like if you really want your switches to pop out, but it has a more poppy sound profile. It's nice. A lot of people probably like this sort of sound where it's more like you can get a Thock out of this if you put like deeper sounding switches. We have Mauves in here, which is more of a clacky switch, so it's more of a poppy clacky type of sound signature. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I think for a lot of beginners and a lot of people who come into the hobby, I think this is probably something very easy to hear, something very easy to enjoy, and a lot of people will like how this keyboard sounds in general. And for me personally, I don't quite like this type of foamy sound. Too foamy sound is not too good for me, but personal preference back again. So nothing else to add on this keyboard. It's pretty good for a budget keyboard at $230. One critique I do have is when you put all 4 layers of foam, there is a slight peak hole where you can see the switches through the case and the keycaps. It's not a big deal, but I can slightly see it, and it's kind of annoying, but you can remove that issue by removing the bottom case foam, but you lose a little bit on the sound. So yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty interesting mount. It's different. I would like to change the layout, but the PCB is as it is. It's not a universal case PCB, so you can't use your DZ60s on this because it uses a daughter board too. And the hot swap sockets are actually quite different on this one. It is not a Kale hot swap socket or Gatoron hot swap socket. It uses those metal connector hot swap socket types of things I see on like a old pre-built keyboard, but it is what it is. It does its job. It's still hot swap. It does not support VIA directly though, which is a shame. I would have liked if this was VIA compatible, as it would make a lot of ease, give a lot of ease to a lot of beginners who would probably buy this board over like people who are, you know, more experienced in the keyboard hobby. I think VIA is still a really good thing to have for most keyboards, especially those that are aimed for the budget market. So yeah, I think overall this keyboard's pretty good. This is priced at 230 Singaporean dollars, which is a good price. It's about the same price as a Tofu 60, and I think this is way better than the Tofu 60. So I think this is the improvement that we need for tray mount keyboards or like budget keyboards in general. So glad to see that from ILUMKB. That is all for the review. You will hear the sound test very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Hopefully you can subscribe, like the video, and I also stream on twitch.tv/YoKeebs every Thursday, Friday on 21:30 PM GMT+7. So check that out. So here's the typing test.